Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the top 10 subtle signs that a man is financially successful, even if he tries not to show it. Now, before we get started, it's important to remember that these are just potential indicators and not everyone who exhibits these traits is automatically wealthy. But, more often than not, these subtle signs can reveal a lot about a person's financial status and mindset. So if you're curious to see what these signs are and how many of them you or someone you know might have, then stick around. Let's get started. Now let's kick things off with a classic indicator of wealth, a high-quality watch. Now, I'm not talking about those oversized, diamond-encrusted pieces that scream, "Look at me!" I'm talking about the understated, timeless timepieces that exude elegance and sophistication. Think brands like Rolex, Patek Philippe, or even a well-crafted vintage Omega. You see, a man who wears a high-quality watch understands the value of investing in pieces that will last a lifetime. He appreciates craftsmanship, attention to detail, and the subtle message it sends about his taste and financial standing. It's not about being flashy, but rather about having an appreciation for the finer things in life. Take, for example, my own experience. I remember when I first started making real money in real estate, one of my first big purchases was a pre-owned Rolex Submariner. It wasn't cheap, but it was an investment, not just in a watch, but in myself and the image I wanted to project. And you know what? It's amazing how such a small detail can change the way people perceive you. It's not about bragging, but rather about understanding the subtle signals that luxury goods can send. But remember, it's not just about the brand name. It's about the quality, the craftsmanship, and the story behind the watch. A truly financially successful man understands this and chooses his timepieces accordingly. Let's move on to our next sign, which is a big one, taking care of his health. Now, this might seem like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how many people neglect their health, especially when they're caught up in the pursuit of wealth. A financially successful man understands that his health is his most valuable asset. He knows that he can't enjoy his wealth if he's not feeling his best. He prioritizes his well-being by eating healthy, exercising regularly, and getting enough sleep. Think about it. Can you really put in the long hours and make sound financial decisions if you're constantly feeling sluggish and run down? Of course not. Investing in your health isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling good, having more energy, and living a longer, healthier life. And let's be honest, being able to afford the best healthcare, organic food, and a personal trainer are all perks that come with financial stability. Our next subtle sign of a financially successful man is his love for travel. And I'm not just talking about weekend trips to Vegas. I'm talking about exploring new cultures, experiencing different parts of the world, and creating memories that will last a lifetime. Financially successful men understand the value of broadening their horizons. They're not afraid to invest in experiences that enrich their lives and give them a fresh perspective. They might take a safari in Africa, explore the ancient ruins of Machu Picchu, or simply enjoy a relaxing getaway to a secluded island. Now, I understand that travel can be expensive, but it's all about priorities. A man who prioritizes travel and allocates a portion of his income to see the world is often someone who has their finances in order. They've budgeted, they've saved, and they're reaping the rewards of their hard work. And let's be real, being able to travel frequently, especially to unique and luxurious destinations, is definitely a sign that you're doing something right financially. All right, let's talk about cars. Now, this one might seem a bit tricky because some financially successful men do love their fancy sports cars. But a more subtle sign is actually how well maintained their car is, regardless of whether it's a brand new Mercedes or a reliable Honda Civic. You see, a financially responsible man understands the importance of taking care of his assets. He knows that regular maintenance and upkeep will not only prolong the life of his vehicle, but also save him money in the long run. He's not afraid to spend money on quality repairs, regular servicing, and keeping his car clean and in top condition. This shows that he's thinking long-term and understands the value of his investments, even if it's just a car. Now, this doesn't mean that he won't ever buy a nice car, but even if he does splurge on a luxury vehicle, you can bet that he's done his research, negotiated a good deal, and is still prioritizing its maintenance and upkeep. Let's move on to a sign that truly sets apart the financially successful from the rest: investing in experiences over things. Now, this is a concept that's near and dear to my heart, and it's something I truly believe is a hallmark of true wealth. You see, a man who understands the value of experiences knows that material possessions only provide temporary satisfaction. He'd rather invest his money in creating lasting memories, whether it's through travel, trying new restaurants, attending concerts, or learning new skills. He understands that these experiences shape who he is, broaden his perspective, and bring him more happiness than any material possession ever could. He's not afraid to spend money on a once-in-a-lifetime trip, a Michelin-star dining experience, or tickets to see his favorite band. This doesn't mean that he lives a life devoid of any material possessions, but rather that he prioritizes experiences and understands that true wealth is about living a full and meaningful life, not about accumulating stuff. Now, let's get a little more specific and talk about a man's financial savvy. A financially successful man understands the importance of diversifying his investments. He doesn't put all his eggs in one basket, so to speak. He has a well-balanced portfolio that includes a mix of stocks, bonds, real estate, and potentially even alternative investments like art or collectibles. He understands that diversification helps mitigate risk and ensures that even if one investment performs poorly, his overall portfolio remains stable. He stays informed about market trends, seeks advice from financial professionals, and makes strategic decisions to grow his wealth over time. He's not afraid to take calculated risks, but always does his due diligence and invests with a long-term perspective. This understanding of financial planning and investment strategies is a clear sign that he's not only financially successful, but also financially intelligent. All right. Let's move on to a sign that speaks volumes about a man's character as well as his financial standing: generosity. A financially successful man understands the importance of giving back to his community and helping those in need. He's generous with both his time and his money, whether it's donating to charities, volunteering his time, or simply helping out a friend or family member in need. He understands that true wealth isn't just about how much money you have, but also about the impact you make on the world around you. He doesn't hesitate to support causes he believes in or lend a helping hand to those less fortunate. This generosity of spirit and willingness to share his success is a clear indication that he's not only financially abundant, but also rich in compassion and empathy. Now let's talk about a man's surroundings, specifically his home. A financially successful man often has a well-decorated and tastefully furnished home. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that his house is a palatial estate filled with expensive art, although it could be. It's more about the attention to detail, the quality of the furnishings, and the overall ambiance of the space. He might have invested in original artwork, designer furniture, or simply have a knack for creating a warm and inviting atmosphere. His home is a reflection of his personal style and his financial ability to create a comfortable and aesthetically pleasing environment. It's a space where he feels relaxed, inspired, and proud to entertain guests. Whether it's a minimalist loft, a cozy cottage, or a sprawling mansion, a well-decorated home is often a subtle sign of a man's financial success and his appreciation for the finer things in life. Let's move on to a sign that's all about a man's intellect and his understanding of the financial world. A financially successful man is often knowledgeable about financial matters. He stays informed about market trends, understands investment strategies, and can hold his own in a conversation about personal finance. He's not afraid to ask questions, seek advice from experts, and continuously educate himself on how to manage and grow his wealth. He reads books, attends seminars, and stays up to date on the latest financial news. This thirst for knowledge and commitment to financial literacy is a clear sign that he's serious about managing his money and making informed decisions that will benefit him in the long run. He understands that knowledge is power, especially when it comes to building and preserving wealth. And finally, let's talk about a man's network. A financially successful man often has a strong network of successful individuals. He understands the power of surrounding himself with like-minded people who inspire him, challenge him, and support his ambitions. He attends industry events, joins exclusive clubs, and actively cultivates relationships with mentors and peers. His network is a valuable asset, providing him with insights, opportunities, and connections that can further his success. He understands that success is not a solo endeavor, and that having a strong support system and a network of influential contacts can make all the difference in the world. So if you notice that a man seems to know everyone who's anyone, it might be a subtle sign that he's part of an exclusive circle of successful individuals. So there you have it, my top 10 subtle signs that a man is financially successful even if he tries not to show it. Remember, these are just potential indicators, and it's important to look at the whole picture rather than judging someone based on one or two traits. But more often than not, these subtle signs can reveal a lot about a person's financial status and mindset. They highlight the importance of investing in yourself, building a secure future, and living a life filled with purpose and meaning. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next one.